Okay, so we've got Mike Dempsey here in the room. We've got Terry Grimm here in the room. We've got Stephanie Bartelt here in the room. And we have Bill Formosi on Zoom. And we have Fred O'Connor on Zoom. So I think we're ready to start. We do have a quorum. And so I'll move that we open the April 14, 2021 meeting of the Groveland Conservation Commission.
Second.
Second. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bill's muted, I think.
No, he's on there.
Oh.
And Fred. Everybody else is muted. Okay, so let's see, we've got Julie here somewhere. Julie, are you on? See Julie in the list. She was on here.
I know I saw it. Julie and Mr. Julie when I first walked in.
Yeah, no, Julie was on here, but it seems like she's thrown off. We need her to be on because she's taking the minutes, so let's give her a call.
Did you walk here?
Oh, yeah.
I always want to, but then it's always like rushing around at the last minute.
Or just get late.
Yeah, true.
You have to not worry so much about that. Think about how much you're paying you and then say, oh,
Well, I know. I just have a baseline anxiety about not letting people down.
yeah, I got over that a long time ago.
No, I was just waiting. We were just about ready to start, but I can wait. Oh, okay. All right. Having internet problems, so
Oh.
she's gonna come down.
Oh, okay.
Physically?
Yeah, she's physically coming, but she's having internet problems. Well, we'll start anyway. Let's see. All right. All right, so we have slight technical problems with our secretary, so she's on her way, but we will start the meeting and I can fill her in on one or two of these first things. So just a note, we have a very heavy agenda this evening, so we'll do our best, but try to control the meeting with Zoom here, and then we're in person. We already have a couple of applicants here, but we have 11 hearings tonight, but those hearings won't start until 7:30, and we will do them in the order that was posted on the agenda. So that order is 268 Washington Street, 215 Seven Star Road, 764 Salem Street, 18 King Street, 54 Bear Hill Road, 102 King, 55 Garrison, 163 Seven Star, 106 King, 11 Pond Street, and Johnson's Pond Extension. So the first one will be continued, but the next 6 are all RDAs, so I expect them to go pretty quickly, but as I say, we'll be starting those at 7:30. In the meantime, we'll go to the other items on our agenda before we do the hearing section. All right, so the first item on the agenda, which is number 12, is the Lower Center Street Maintenance Plan. And Commissioners, if you recall, we did our site visits on this past Saturday, April 9th and 10th. 5 of us went and looked at the area down there on Lower Center Street. And so I think the general consensus is that we don't believe we can do a complete ban on boat launches there. And we don't want to further restrict parking there because we don't have any way of enforcing either one of those things. We don't even really have a way of even tracking when that happens. So I really would rather not put something into effect that we have no ability to enforce. And I think all the other commissioners feel the same way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do a visit again this Saturday at 9 to put some more small boulders in some spots. And we're going to schedule a cleanup day.
What's the weather
sometime in
supposed to
the
be
next
like,
month.
Mike, at 9 on Saturday?
Say that again?
What's the weather supposed to be like at 9 on Saturday?
The weather on Saturday?
At 9?
We have a nor'easter Thursday, Friday. I don't know about Saturday.
Yeah, it starts Thursday night and
No, it's cloudy,
cloudy. I can live with cloudy.
yeah. So we'll keep that on as long as everything goes okay. We just need to send Bill a reminder about, I mean, not Bill,
John.
John, that we're using his trailer that day.
Yep. Well, and him, presumably.
Yes, right. Okay. So the other thing with the Lower Center Street is that we need to redo our maintenance plan, and I think I sent that out to everybody. Needs to be updated, make some changes and updates to it. And so I need 1 or 2 people to volunteer to try to take that on, to draft an update to the Lower Center Street maintenance plan.
I'm happy to do that, but I'm not sure if I got your, did I get that?
Well, I'll send it to you again.
Oh, no, I don't think I got that. Well, I have the, I do have the plan, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Will you do that with me?
No?
Any other commissioners say something about that? You will, okay. I don't know why you're not too loud. Of course, the tech guys are gone now that we need them.
Jason's here.
I'm here.
For some reason, I can't hear them through my computer. Say something again, Bill. Yeah, see, it's really low. And I've got my sound all the way up.
Are there 2 speakers on that thing?
Yeah, they should be able to come out there.
I mean, is it going through the right speaker? Because
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna check right now. On an device.
Yeah, well, it's coming out, you see, but it's just not very loud.
I'm not hearing anything out of those speakers.
Let's see how it goes.
There she is. Yay.
Hi. You haven't missed much.
Huh?
You haven't missed much. I know, sorry.
Ooh.
Let's start the recording. Say something again, Bill. Yeah,
Still coming out through the
Yeah.
main speakers, not through the.
I know. That's
And it-
always usually works.
Yeah,
You just
no, no.
plug it in and it works.
Yeah, no, and it's connected here. Like you can see the speakers and the Zoom is
Yeah,
the same
right.
channel.
It's all plugged into the outlet.
No, they're all on too. Like it's not. I think it's something
Let me
to
take
do.
this out and see if that makes any difference
Plug-
with it
plug-
out.
Yeah. You might be able to hear it like directly, but then it won't appear here.
Talk, Bill. Hey, Bill, say something again. God.
I apologize.
Yeah, now we can't hear anybody.
You didn't happen to activate the audio, did you?
No, no.
Transcription? Oh, okay.
I mean, we can hear them, it's just not very loud. You know, we never had this the last time we did it, it worked fine. It all
Yeah.
come out through those speakers.
If I worked on updating the maintenance plan, would you look it over for me?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
I haven't talked yet.
I'm a much more
Right down a bit.
motivated editor than writer.
Yes, I
Okay, Bill,
understand.
say something again.
Testing, one,
Yay!
That's better.
We're so easily amused.
you can hear me now?
Thanks, Jason.
We can hear you now.
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay. So just before we get started, Mike,
Yes,
I'm looking at a couple of backgrounds on screens, and I'm not entirely comfortable with
I agree.
them. That's not the kind of environment we're trying to work through here.
Can we black that out?
Suspend 106, investigate 104. Being up is I'm not happy with it.
Prejudicial, perhaps?
hold on a second.
I know they're on mute because they have to be right now, but I don't think we'd want people with signs sitting in the room. I think this is an electronic way to do that I don't think we should allow.
Storm.
I mean, I guess you could clip the videos over there. It's
Yeah,
like-
I can I can do that.
Might have to do it individually.
Yep.
Julie, the only part that you missed is that we were talking about Lower Center Street.
Okay.
And I just took a couple notes about, we did site visits on the 9th and 10th of April. 5 total commissioner members. And we discussed that we can't really restrict the boat launches or the parking any further because it's not enforceable or trackable.
So that's Lower Center Street, you said?
Yeah. And I guess people are gonna do a second visit on Saturday to place some more boulders. I can't be there this Saturday, but
When was the site visit?
the April 9th and 10th.
So it's 2 separate ones.
I went on the 9th, yeah.
You and Mike went together, and then Bill, John, Mike, and I went on Saturday.
All right, that's the best I can do.
Well, thank you, but I would appreciate it if they would change their backgrounds, because I don't think there's a place for it in our discussions.
No, I know, Bill, but I can't really do much
No, he's just
more.
talking about going forward.
Yeah.
No, I just, Mike, they can change their backgrounds.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand that. All right. All right, so we also have, so we've got Tom, Fred, and Bill on Zoom. Tom joined. So the only person we don't have is John. All right, so, let's see.
Minutes.
Yeah, you want to make a motion on that?
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the March 2021.
Did we get those? Cause I didn't get
Yeah,
them.
they were one of the attachments that we got with the meeting.
Yeah, I sent them out, I think, twice.
I can vouch for once, I can't vouch for twice, but once is good. Maybe twice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I can talk to you about that.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second it. Any discussion on the minutes? Any updates, corrections, changes?
I did not get them. Sorry.
Okay. All right, we'll take a vote then. Seeing no comments, roll call on votes. Terry?
Abstain?
Steph?
Abstain.
Mike, yes. Tom? Needed on,
Muted, Tom.
yeah,
Thanks, Mike. I'm going to abstain.
okay. Bill?
Aye.
Fred? Okay, so two positive and 4 abstentions.
Did Fred abstain? Or did you just not get a vote?
I don't know. Not quite sure.
Can we hear
Okay.
from Fred? Where'd he go? Oh, he's
Now,
still there.
Fred's there.
Yep.
It says he's connecting to audio.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, he might have a bad connection.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
nope, that was a different person, sorry.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
moving right along, we've got a couple of updates. So the first one is number 14, Conservation Agent Hiring Update. So everything is completed with the selectmen And we will be on the town budget for our new position that we approved. We sent the job description. We sent the job description to the finance director. And potentially, we could be ready to hire by July 1 if things keep moving along. So, as you recall, you know, out of our fee, we'll be paying half the salary. The other half will come from the VZ revolving fund. And all that needs to happen now is to pass the budget at annual town meeting, which is on May 24th. So hopefully you'll attend and vote on that so we can hire our agent. In the meantime, I've been filling in, and it's getting pretty busy, so I can't wait until July 1. All right, next is 104 King Street. Just have some updates on this. Actions over the past month is we had a site visit scheduled for March 31. It was canceled by the owner's attorney. He filed a Freedom of Information Act with the town for all documents, recordings, files. So I had to spend some time working on that this week, and so that was submitted. And right now we're waiting on advice from DEP. So that's pretty much where we're at on the 104 King Street. So we won't be moving along anything on that right now. Next is number 16, which is the permits for 929, 930 Salem Street. After looking into it, I found that all of the permits for the construction going on at 929, 930 Salem Street that we issued have expired. So they all expired on November 1. Presumably no work in the buffer zone, except no work on the site is going on except construction inside the building. So the seasonal restriction ends tomorrow, but really, you know, we're gonna have to do something about it because the permits have expired, and then they haven't completed many of the things that we asked for in the permits. So I did a little bit of research, and what MACC suggests is that we write them a letter and have them file a certificate of compliance, a partial certificate of compliance on the work that they've completed, and then they're gonna have to refile for the things that they haven't done yet. So, unfortunately, that's all we can do. And they may choose not to cooperate with us, I don't know. But right now, planning have them under a restriction anyway. And I think I saw Rebecca on here. Rebecca, can you just tell us about planning, where you stand on 929, 930 Salem?
So technically, the planning board has the project, or has asked the building commissioner to cease and desist the project for lack of compliance for zoning, specifically the Aquifer Protection District. We have communicated this to the applicant, but the applicant has yet to file the proper application, so the cease still remains.
Okay, so you heard what I said about what we're gonna do? So I can fill you in more about it, probably next week. Any other comments or questions on our actions for 929, 930 Salem Street? Does that sound okay to everybody?
Yep.
Yep. I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. Okay, and one final item is, across the street at 194 Main Street, we had granted a, extension to the job because their time ran out, and with COVID, they didn't get to come in and file an extension. So we did grant them an extension for work to build the duplex over there between April 15th and November 1. So I had a meeting with the owner Monday, and he was on board with starting, but for some reason, they decided to start yesterday instead, and they put the erosion controls all in place, even though it was during the seasonal restriction. So I notified him, and he admitted that it was a mistake, and I recommend that we fine them for one day at $300.
Fine them or charge a fee?
No, fine them. We don't have a fee for that.
Well, we'd have a fee for the waiver
Oh,
on the,
work during the restricted
Yep.
period?
Yep,
Oh, yeah, that would be maybe better.
I like fees,
And what's the fee for one day work? $400, right?
something like that.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Can you go into more detail, Mike, on when they installed the erosion control? Was that digging down or just putting hay bales and silt fencing?
I have a picture, let's see. Hold on a second. All right. Can you see that, Tom?
It's very small.
Let me-
I can see the folder where you have it in and you click on the picture, but it's still very small.
Oh, is there a delay?
No,
Is it a different screen? You have two
Yeah,
screens?
Yeah,
let
there's
me
a
see.
delay.
About a couple second delay for the cable.
But more than a couple seconds, because he's talking about 10, 20 seconds ago.
Couldn't be that long, but.
let me
No, it sounds like he's looking at a different screen.
share it differently here. Here it is. Is that better?
There you go.
Yes, okay,
Okay, so you see what they did.
right.
Looks like a
Did
nice
they
job.
say they were confused about what constituted work? Or did they say, oh, we just wanted to get a jump on things? Or what was the
No.
explanation?
I don't know. They didn't really give us an explanation. He just sort of said he was wrong and he admitted it, so.
I'm gonna take off. Call me or text me if you have any issues, if that happens again or whatever.
Do you feel any damage was done?
No,
Yeah, cool.
but it's just a matter of fairness.
Yep.
Sure.
So I guess my feeling is, yes, this was wrong to do at the time. Actually trying to put in the controls, so maybe it's a discounted.
I could support it discounted.
Well, make a motion.
So what is the
The fee is $400, right?
Yeah, it's
$400
$400 for a day of exterior work.
I make a motion that we charge a 1/2 fee for 1 day of work in the restricted season.
Second on that?
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion on it? Okay, hearing none, then we'll take a vote. Mike, yes.
Aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Bill? Tom?
Aye.
Fred?
Sorry about that, I got disconnected, I don't know.
Are you a yay or a nay?
Or an abstain.
For a,
$200, a $200 fee for 1 day at a discount.
I'm a yay.
Okay. All right, so that passes unanimously. All right, we're ready to open the hearing section of our meeting so I'll make a motion to open the hearing section of the meeting at 7:34.
Second.
Okay, Mike, yes. Stephanie,
Aye.
Aye.
Terry, Tom,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Fred. All right.
I think you have to put Fred down as a no vote. I don't think you can say he's a yay.
Yeah, he's muted himself, so.
Well, I would say a no vote then.
All right, well, we'll say it's an abstention, 5 yes and 1 abstention. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try to get through these hearings pretty quickly on the RDAs.
Has 268 been continued already, or do we need to make
Yeah.
a motion?
No, it already has, but let me just give you a little update on it, and then we can make a motion. All right, so the first hearing is 268 Washington Street. So I contacted the owners to find out what was going on, and also spoke with their wetland scientists, and so they have connected, they're working on it, and I'm expecting more news by next month, whether or not they'll be ready to present or not, or you know, it might go to June, but they are working on it. So I would motion that we continue the hearing on 268 Washington Street to May 12.
Second. That one's mine.
Any discussion on that? Okay, hearing none then. Mike, yes. Stephanie,
Aye.
Terry,
Aye.
Bill, Tom,
Aye.
looks
Bill
like
mute.
Bill.
Is Bill disconnected?
Yeah, it looks like it.
No, he's moving.
No.
I said, I saw an aye.
I see signs of life.
I
Aye.
think your microphone is off, Bill.
Okay, and Fred, oh, Fred said yes, he waved his hand there.
Excellent.
All right, so it's unanimous. All right. The next one is 215 Seven Star Road. This is for an above-ground pool. Stephanie and I visited on March 6th, and this is by, let me see if she can be unmuted. Hi, Liz.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So, I think when we visited, we said the pool could be placed greater than 75 feet from the stream and other resource areas there. Did you do any discussion with your pool people?
As far as,
I think you were gonna check to see if you could put a oval-shaped pool versus a round pool.
yeah, we're gonna do an oval, 15 by 30. I think you said we could stay 50 feet away from the rivers. So we're gonna do that. Then the building inspector said I could stay 5 feet away from the house, so that gives us plenty of room, there.
And Mike, I heard you say 75, and I heard her say 50.
Yeah, I think it's 75, Liz.
When you came to the house, the river was 75 feet away, but you said I could stay 50 away from the river.
Okay. Stephanie, we said because it's an above-ground pool, right? It's not a permanent fixture. So we would be I think that's why we said we'd be willing to allow it for 50 feet.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it's clear. I
Yeah,
don't,
no.
I don't have a horse in this one because I didn't see it, but
Right. Right.
I just don't like there to be uncertainty afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's correct. I'm mistaken. When I looked at my report, I don't know if I wrote it down wrong or whatever, but I think it's our opinion, Stephanie and mine, that there's really minimal impact to the site. And again, because it's an above-ground pool, if it were an in-ground pool, I don't think we would allow that to be that close without a more
Yeah, I think
strict
that's what you were
filing.
saying, yeah.
Yep.
Excuse me, Mike, can you unmute Fred? Please?
Yeah, let's see, where is he?
Where's he gone to?
Does it say?
And also Bill, please.
I can't unmute
They,
him.
they have to unmute themselves, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, it's different this time because I muted myself at one point and I could not unmute myself unlike other meetings. And I had to ask Mike to do it.
Let's see, where's
I
Fred?
don't know why, but
Oh, there he
it's
is.
different today.
I'm gonna make a change here, let's see. All right. Now, now you should be able to unmute.
Hey, I'm in.
Yeah,
That was an eye to everything else, you know, as I've been sitting here for 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
okay, sorry about that, okay. So,
I don't get over it.
so does that,
Oh,
any,
sorry, I was here.
yes.
Filling in for me now.
All right, anybody have any other questions about 215 Seven Star Road,
So-
above-ground pool?
So we'll write like specific order of conditions that address, like what happens when you drain the pool at the end of the season? Where
Don't drain it.
they don't,
You don't drain a pool. You don't drain them anymore.
you don't so I don't have to,
We're not gonna drain the pool, no.
and you don't worry about chlorine going into the wetlands, that's my
No.
only,
So now if you don't drain it,
okay, good.
All right, so, somebody want to make a motion on this to, if you want, I'll make these motions.
go right ahead,
That's
Mike.
Time's
so
sake.
much easier.
That's gonna be the fastest.
Because I got it in front of me. All right, so I'll make a motion that we approve the placement of the above-ground pool at 215 Seven Star Road
Second.
and issue a letter permit and a negative determination on the RDA.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this? So, Liz, what that means is, we'll get a letter permit out to you, And a negative determination just means, you know, you don't need to file anything else. There's no, basically, there's no impact.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
And Mike, you will have the 50 feet mentioned in that letter?
Yeah.
As usual?
yeah.
Great.
Okay, let's take a vote. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Tom,
Did that- Did you say
Aye.
that?
Bill. Yep. Fred.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you, Liz.
Okay, perfect. I can get off now?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Only,
you.
but if you don't, if you want to enjoy yourself and stay on, you can do that too.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Liz.
Bye.
Okay. 764 Salem Street, yes. Want to move up to the table? All right, so I'm going to move to open the hearing on 764 Salem Street, Groveland RDA application.
Second.
Second, Terry, yea or nay?
Oh, to open it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, aye.
Yeah, Stephanie, Mike, yes, Stephanie, yes, Tom,
Yep, aye.
Bill, and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, all right, and so, this is Mr. Alberto Rodriguez, right?
Yes.
Yes. So this is the site that we visited back on March 20th, if you recall. And the reason why we visited, because several trees were cut within the 200-foot riverfront area. And so we were concerned about that. I contacted Mr. Rodriguez and told him we were going to come and look at it, which we did. And then I told him that we would need him to come to a meeting and file an RDA. Okay, here we go. So when we did the visit, if you recall, we found several trees. I don't know, what would you estimate, how many trees, Terry?
Oh, half dozen.
Yeah, at least that, right?
Not a huge number. There are a lot of trees cut down, but only a few of them inside 200 feet.
Right, right. Oh, before I go any further, do you have that application, signed application in the check?
I don't know. I wanted to discuss that, hopefully. I have all the paperwork.
You don't have a check?
No, I don't have the check, no.
This is the signed, I'll need you to sign that application.
No problem.
All right, so why don't you explain to us what you did and why you did it?
So, I cut down, I think it ended up being like 7 or 8 trees. First, I did not know about the 200 foot. When I purchased my house 3 or 4 years ago, all I was told was not to build within, I think it was like 100 or 200 feet. That was first. And then also when I did find out about it through the letter, I went down to the creek and I measured out and it came out to about 220 feet is what I got. So I cut down trees to move my kids' playground stuff more to the back to get all that weight off of my septic, and they have hopefully a nice area they can play is the reason I took down a couple trees.
So you cut them down to provide a place for your kids to play in the yard, right?
Yeah, because we have a playground and we have the little tykes. We have weight on the septic, and I was really trying to get all that weight off of it. So I was trying to provide a play area so they have their nice little boxed in area, and they have their sandbox, kid stuff.
Yep. Okay, so I'm assuming that you disagree with us asking you to file an RDA then?
I don't even know what RDA is.
It's what this hearing is, a request for determination of applicability. What it means is, here's what you really should have done. I understand that you may not have known this, but what you should have done is come and seen us and said, I know that the stream goes by my house. Is it okay if I cut these trees down?
Oh, okay.
We would have come and looked at it and said, well, it looks like you might be in the 200-foot buffer zone, but to be absolutely sure, file this request for determination with us, and then we'll tell you if it's okay or not.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So that's why we're having this hearing tonight.
Okay.
And we try to keep that only when it's necessary, and that's why we have the $100 fee for it. That's our lowest fee for a permit.
Okay.
So that's the reason why.
Oh, now, all right, now I understand what's
Okay.
going on.
So, anyway, moving on, there are 3 exceptions for the riverfront area that we could use to address Mr. Rodriguez's tree cutting there. So the first one is for vista pruning, providing the activity is located more than 50 feet from the annual high water line within a riverfront area and from bordering vegetated wetland. So that's the first one. It does meet the 50 feet rule there. I don't know if we want to call it vista pruning. The second one is to convert uses of a property. So you can convert lawn to other uses, or you convert other uses to lawn. So in some ways, this could apply because he's converting a vegetated area to a play area that would qualify under the residential structure rule. And then the third one is we can allow up to 10% or 5,000 square feet of the riverfront area within the lot, whichever is greater. And I think that one would qualify because of the number of trees. It's pretty, I would say the area where those trees
There's a
were
lot of
cut-
trees there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trees there. And we, just to put it in perspective, we rarely tell people they can't cut anything down, even if it's within this jurisdictional area. We may put restrictions on how many trees can be cut down, but we're not gonna go say you can't do anything at all within this limit. We just wanna make sure that it's done, properly.
Right. Totally understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, and there weren't much. I mean, you cut down more than a couple trees, but most of those trees that you cut down were well outside of our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And there was only a few right on the edge where you have those huge brush piles and stuff.
Yeah.
That are, and it's tough to measure distance when you're going down
When
into
the hill and all that, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's we were making estimates while we were there, but you know, we're not saying you can't cut down a single tree anywhere within 200 feet. We're just saying, come before us and let us know what you want to do. Are
Yeah.
you planning on cutting more, or is that,
No.
yeah, yeah, and I can certainly understand you want to get weight off of your septic system. That's,
Yeah.
nobody wants that.
Right. That's a lot bigger bill.
You want to make a motion, Terry?
No, but I'll let you make a motion
Oh,
and second
yeah,
it.
That's right. All right, so I'll move that we issue a negative determination on this and issue a permit letter stating that the trees were cut meeting the Riverfront area 10% rule, because I think that one makes the most sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's well under 10%. It's probably like 1%,
Yeah, right.
maybe less.
Well, it's not 10% of the trees, it's the area of the ground, so even with that.
Still probably 1%.
Yes, well, could be, yeah,
It's small.
small.
It was right on the edge. But I
All
think we
right.
want to put something in the note that, you know, we'd appreciate being, having you come if you're.
No, absolutely. This is an
If you do
education.
plan to push out. any
Education.
further.
It's an education lesson for me. Absolutely.
Yep, yep. We're not vindictive here. We just want people to do the right thing.
Okay. All right, so I got that motion. You got that, Julie?
Second,
Second by Terry. Any further discussion on that? All right. So I think we're ready to take a vote. Terry,
aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Tom,
Aye.
Bill? Yep, and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. All right, so we'll send you a letter that states, you know, pretty much what we said here, and that we approve it, and that there's no, you know, it's a negative determination, so
Okay.
you will be fine with DEP or anyone else that asks about why you cut these trees,
Okay.
all right?
As far as this goes, then
Yeah.
I'll get a check to you tomorrow and drop it off here.
Yeah, just put it in the town box.
Okay.
Keep that form and just sign it with, so, and then put it in
Put
an
'em
envelope
together?
with a check.
Put this phone. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm guessing you're Mike.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I blew up your phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry for calling you so many times. This is my first.
no problem.
But thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for
You're
coming.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
All right, next, we've got 18 King Street, GRDA for a tree removal. So,
I'm gonna recuse myself as an abutter.
okay,
Um,
just go sit over
I
there.
will. But I'd like to volunteer if they'd like me to come over and approve the cleanup and stuff. I'm right next door.
All right,
Not going anywhere, stuck at home.
all right, so a motion to open the hearing for 18 King Street, Groveland RDA.
Second.
Second by Stephanie, so, Mike, yes, Stephanie,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Bill, and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, so, I think what this is, a tree partially fell. It's right next to the stream and needs to be removed. And I think there's another tree in the picture that may need to be taken away. I do have some, let me share my screen here if I can show that. All right, so. All right, so I see that Kevin Keever from Northern Tree is on there, so Kevin, can you give us a little explanation of what these pictures are?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Good evening, Groveland Conservation Committee. My name is Kevin Keever. I'm a supervisor for Northern Tree Service, representing Richard Cammett on 18 King Street. Back in December, Richard contracted me to remove this large uprooted spruce tree that fell in his yard next to the stream that runs along the base of it. Actually was the cause of the uprooting, and landed in his grass area, crushed his fence. It's parallel to the wetland delineation that's in there. And on my fourth visit, Terry Grimes, a neighbor, as you know, who's excused himself, came over and was the one that suggested that we do an RDA for this. The reason I had multiple visits here is because it's too wet to get to this tree. And what you're looking at here is my proposed plan for us to be able to remove this from Mr. Cammett. That is a dingo Vermeer. It's about the size of a large lawn tractor. The mats you see that are on the front of that are quarter-inch thick, 4x8 sheets that we use to travel over everything in our industry to try to protect lawn. As you thumb down through there, Mike, you'll see more of the presentation that I have laid out here. This is, if you can go back on there, Mike. This is from his driveway, the right-hand side of his driveway. The arrow delineates my path that I'm going to be laying to get to the tree in the back. If you want to go again, Mike. And continue on. This is a location right here. When Terry and I would initially walk this, he thought the stream ran all the way down from right to left in this picture. Mr. Cammett and his, I believe it's his nephew that owns that area in the back that you see there. They have a culvert in place right here. It's a 8 or 12 foot concrete culvert. I guess they put it back in years ago for them to be able to mow or whatever. The next slide shows to the left where the culvert is. Okay, yeah, there's to the left, and you're looking at the tree in the distance right there. That's the brook that runs down along the base of that root ball into the wetland behind Terry Grimes' house. If you go to the next slide, this is the uphill side. That's the uphill side of it. And if you want to continue, I'm just going to make the little left-hand turn right there to, you can see the spruce tree that's laying in this, Mr. Cammett's nephew's yard also. If you want to move to the next slide, this is the chain link fence that it crushed. You can still see the root ball and the house in the background is Terry Grimes. Also in this picture, I would like, can you move that back one again, Mike? Since this all has started, in the process of me waiting for this to dry out to be able to do this job, you're looking at another hardwood tree that fell out of that same area. You can see the tip of it on the left-hand side of the root ball right there. Mr. Cammett has requested that we bring that to your attention also, and he asked if that could be removed also. That also crushed the fence on the far side that you see right there. Go ahead, Mike, to the next one. This is the picture of standing on the lawn in the wetland. You can tell the difference between the two. The very tips of that spruce tree are barely over the edge of the lawn right there into the wetland. My proposed plan is to, again, many site visits, the way that the topography is in that area, right there in that particular area is fairly wet. I have not been there since Terry and I walked it, which has probably been about 3 weeks ago or more. We're looking at probably sometime midsummer before I can get in there to remove that without doing any type of soil disruption. And we're not in the business to destroy Mr. Cammett's property just to get this out of there. That's why it's been ongoing since beginning of the year. If you guys have any questions, I'm open to any of them.
So you are proposing to take 2 trees, right?
There's 2 storm damaged trees laying in his ground, yes.
Okay. And,
And Mr. Cammett owns all that property.
yep. And so how will you actually take the trees down? Will it be with those, with
The
that?
trees are already down, Mike.
No, I'm saying, how will you take them off the property with that
It-
device
Yeah,
that
the
you
very
showed?
first photos you looked at is a dingo. It's got a grapple on it. It's about the size of a commercial lawnmower.
Yep,
And then the mats are going to be laid down. And we're going to travel on the mats to the tree and bring it out that way up to the garage. Not crossing any streams, all on lawn.
any other
That's the minimal
questions?
impact to get that out of there. There's no crane access to that particular location due to its remote location.
Yep,
That's the only way you can get it out of there with the minimal impact. The stump area that's beside the stream, we're hoping that when we cut this is a fairly large tree. It's about 54 dBH, diameter breast height. It's a triple leadered spruce. I can guarantee you when we cut it off the root ball, that root ball is going to flop back down next to the stream that's right there at the base of it. We're not doing any stump removal there.
Okay.
It's in the wetlands, so we're just removing the tree off of his fence and out of his yard.
Okay.
The other tree that fell over, Mike,
Yes.
can be cut at the fence line, the chain link fence that it hit. That portion of it that came out of the wetlands can remain. Dick is only concerned about the portion of it that fell from his chain link fence onto his lawn.
okay.
The spruce tree is completely in his yard, not in the wetlands.
Any other questions?
No, I was just worried about the stumps, but
Yeah. All right, so I'll make a motion that we approve the tree removal and issue a no impact negative determination on this.
second.
Any discussion? Further discussion? We've already pretty much discussed it. All right, hearing none then. Stephanie, we'll take a vote. Stephanie?
Aye.
Mike, yes. Tom?
Aye.
Bill? Yes. And Fred?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so we'll issue you, for Mr. Cammett, a negative determination and then just a permit letter, so you're all covered in case anybody decides to make any further complaints.
Would the Conservation Commission like notification when it does draw out enough that we're going to attempt to do this?
Yes, so I will send you a
I
letter.
mean,
Yeah,
Terry lives right there. I can go next door and say, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to try to give this an attempt on a day, or
yeah, I think he volunteered to keep an eye on things. So I'll put all that in the letter. Okay, thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, the next hearing is 54 Bear Hill Road, Groveland RDA. This is for an in-ground pool. And so I'll motion to open the hearing on this one. Terry?
Second. Oh, you want me to make a motion?
Yeah, no,
I
no.
move that we open the
Second.
hearing for
You
54
can
Bear Hill
second
Road.
it.
Oh, okay, whatever. Just happy to be here.
Yes. All right, so moved and seconded that we open the hearing on 54 Bear Hill Road for the in-ground pool. Terry,
Second.
no, you seconded it. This
Oh.
is,
Voting.
we're
Aye.
taking a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Stephanie, yes. Mike, yes. Tom,
Aye.
Bill, and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, so, this is, as I mentioned, for an in-ground pool. The property has, a number of resource areas. So I went and visited this on April 7th, and, I think as long as the applicant puts the pool where we discussed when I was there, that probably there's no issues. But let me just show you a picture, then we'll have Lee Slocum just tell us what he's gonna do. Okay. All right, so this is a photo from pretty far down the hill in Mr. Slocum's yard, looking up at his house, which is on Bear Hill Road, about less than 50 feet from the roadway, just to give you a little bit of perspective. And so I'm gonna let Mr. Slocum discuss this with us, what he plans to do. He's here in the room.
Yeah, my plan is, in this photo, up by where the shrubs are to the, I guess from this view to the left of the house, on the grassy area up on top of the hill, is to put the pool up in that area. As it slopes off down the hill to the left and back towards where the picture was taken, way in the back part of the property, there is a stream, and I think I'm plenty far enough away. I talked to the building inspector, and he suggested that I come and talk to you guys, and Michael came out and took a look. I don't know if anybody sees any issues of where my thoughts of putting the pool is, or why they would, but.
So how far is it from the stream?
Oh, the stream is, it's a 4-acre lot. The stream is probably from where this picture is taken back behind where this picture is taken, probably another 200 yards, 300 yards.
Yards, okay.
Well, I'll tell you that, see where he plans on putting it on the other side of this wall. And where that wall is at least, I would say at least 200 feet. It's probably more than that, but he's out of the 200 foot if it were a perennial stream. I don't know whether it's intermittent or perennial. I suspect it's intermittent anyway, but so he would
There's no wetland in,
So is it in our jurisdiction or not?
No, it's as long as he stays on the outside of that wall, stone wall.
Right,
Stay on the outside of that
yeah,
wall.
Sam suggested, Michael came out and said, stay west of the wall, and I'm fine with that,
I'm fine with that.
yeah.
Okey dokey.
At least for this project.
Oh, I'm fighting words.
All right,
Mike, if you'll make a motion, I'll second it.
yes. All right. So I'll make a motion that we issue a permit for the in-ground pool at 54 Bear Hill Road and issue a negative determination.
Second.
what about in-ground pools and draining? Do we have to worry about the chlorine in those? Like, what happens with pools when you drain them?
You don't drain them.
You don't drain the in-ground ones either?
Seems to
No,
be,
Okay.
with the safety covers nowadays, you don't
That's
drain the pools down.
Great,
seems to be
thank
the
you.
theme of this meeting.
I appreciate that.
All right, any other questions, any other discussion? All right, hearing none, then we'll take a vote. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Tom,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
and Bill. Yes, okay. Unanimous. All right, so you're good to go, and I thank you
Okay.
for coming tonight and wading through this long discussion here. And I'll get you a permit letter and everything else in the
Okay.
mail, just to cover.
So I'm fine to move forward
Yep.
with Sam and, all right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one is a 102 King Street, GRDA, for some brush clearing. So I'll move to open the hearing on 102 King Street, GRDA.
Second.
Okay, we'll take a vote. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Tom,
Aye.
Bill, and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, all right, so
Excuse me, Mike, can you give me the number again on King Street, please?
it's 102 King Street.
Yeah, we might be losing Tom.
No, I think
No,
you're
'cause-
far enough away
Yeah.
from this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get a notice, so I'm assuming if I went for it.
No, there's no notices on these RDAs, but. Okay, so, let me share the screen here. So, first of all, Stephanie and I visited the site on April 1st, and,
I'm sorry, Mike. I just realized where that is. I'm gonna recuse myself.
okay. Just mute yourself, that's fine. Okay. So make a note on that Tom recused himself because he's in a butter within 300 feet. So Stephanie and I walked the property, walked the rear of the property. It's a large field, used to be a blueberry farm. Picked blueberries there a long time ago. And so I've got this, let's see, explanation from Robin Wright. Let me just share my screen. All right, so here's a picture of the property, and I'm going to let Robin tell us a little bit about what she wants to do. So take it away, Robin.
Sure, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so the area that we want to clear is in the red triangle, and there's a pond in there. And it will be a multi-phase project. In this phase, a bobcat will come in and will clear the land, have an attachment that will cut down the trees from the top. I've already put in tags on a lot of the large trees that will be staying. And all the large trees around the pond will be staying, of course. And the only real question that I have is, I have some little saplings next to the pond. Am I allowed to cut those down? They're closer than 10 feet or around there. They're pretty small.
Okay, let's see. And that's what they're gonna use, the Bobcat, to do some of the clearing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The saplings are just gonna be taken down with chainsaw and, no heavy equipment or anything?
Well, I would say we'd have to exclude that vehicle from the 25-foot zone around the pond.
Yeah.
Um,
Is this an agricultural pond, or is there a?
Used to be. I would say it used to be. There's no agricultural use right now on the property.
Okay. I mean, if they're saplings, maybe you could even cut them with a handsaw.
Yeah.
But, have we looked at this? Were you out there? Did you
Yeah,
say?
Stephanie and I did.
Yeah.
And did you take a look at the pond? Are you familiar with these saplings she's referring to?
Yes. I just don't know what the rules are for cutting trees close to the pond, as long as
Well-
you don't ruin the,
I would say we don't want anything cut that's bigger than, say, 2-inch diameter.
You can cut that with a pair of lopping shears.
Say that again, Terry?
You can cut that with a pair of lopping shears. You don't need.
Yeah, I know.
Is it okay to cut them with something other than a machine? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's what
That's what
Terry's
we're
saying.
wondering, yeah.
He's saying you could cut them with probably, so we're talking, anything under 2 inches, I would say, you can cut. Anything bigger than that, don't cut.
Okay.
Is it worth taking another look out there, Mike? With more specific?
I don't know what the rules are for,
Well, there are no rules per se.
okay.
I mean, as far as tree cutting, it is really under our discretion.
Okay.
As you saw just the
Right, right,
last
right.
hearing,
Yes, okay.
Any
Over to
other
me.
questions? So you're,
I'm unfamiliar with the site, so I can't really,
well, you see in that picture,
I can see a picture,
it's
but.
mostly brush.
It's mostly overgrown brush.
Right.
That used to be a blueberry farm.
And some of the brush has grown up.
Yeah, my backyard gets overgrown from time to time. I understand that completely.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, without being there, I'm not really in a position to say, oh yeah, we don't need to worry about that, or,
Do we make another site visit?
well, if we have to, it depends what we want to do. Bill,
Can I add something else?
yeah, hold on a second,
The pond will
Robin.
be used- I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bill.
I was gonna say the pond will be used use for organic farm eventually. So I don't want too many trees growing around it where I can't get in there and use it for watering things.
Yep.
That's the real motivation. There are quite a few large trees around there, and just want to make sure it doesn't get too, overgrown there.
And how, outside of, say, the 25 feet around the pond, how much are you gonna cut it right down to the ground to get rid of all the brush?
The rest of the acreage, you mean,
Yeah.
outside the pond?
Yeah,
Yes, the machine will come in and will mow it till it's all chips.
okay,
It'll be phase 2, but for now it'll just be chips. And the tops, when the trees are too big to use, to be cut down by that mower,
yeah,
it will be clipped by that attachment from the top. Does that make sense?
yeah, and so you're not gonna disturb the soil at all, you just
Well,
basically.
absolutely not.
Yeah, okay, all right. Now, I think,
The whole goal is to restore it and to get a handle of it and to make sure that it doesn't get contaminated or ruined. So
yep,
that's my last thing that I would do.
Bill. Yes, Bill.
can't.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Try muting yourself and unmuting yourself, Bill. Is your microphone plugged in?
Oh, Bill.
Wow, the frustration. You can see it all over his face.
Send me a text, Bill.
You were working fine. Something changed.
If only he'd taken an engineering class.
What if can he disconnect and reconnect?
Can he call on his telephone?
Yeah. Call Terry.
No, I didn't bring my
Oh,
phone.
you don't have your phone. Yeah, call him.
People might call me if I bring
All right,
my phone.
I mean, if this was his number that I texted before.
Julie's gonna try.
Okay.
So we could have shaved about 20 minutes off this meeting if it hadn't been for
Technical
difficulty.
technology.
Yes.
I blame Jason.
Oh.
Oh, all right, let me try this.
Bill, Stephanie's gonna try to call you.
Hi. Should I put him on speaker?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. You're on speaker.
Okay, my question was going to be, is that a natural pond or was it man-made?
It's a spring-fed natural pond, eh?
Okay.
I would say so.
Okay, so spring-fed, so there's nothing that brings water in there on the surface. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
And I have unmuted and muted myself a few times, Mike, so I think it's on your side.
I'll just keep you on speakerphone here if that's okay, for at least,
Yeah.
as long as my phone doesn't
All
die.
right.
That's good.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
Mike, you're happy with what you've seen already? You think that's enough
Yeah.
to be able to
For
come
what's,
to a decision?
for what's being proposed, I think it can be permitted, especially because, it's basically brush cutting.
Okay.
They're
So,
not digging
but
up
basically you want her, if there are trees within 25 feet of the pond that are bigger than 2 inches in diameter,
Leave them.
you want to, well, at least have us come out and take a look.
Well, or leave them.
Okay, well, whatever you're happy with, but I think that should be explicit
Yeah.
in the letter.
Right.
Again, I
Well, he
want
has to be
everybody
able
to
to
have the
hear.
same
Should I just mute him until?
What
understanding.
if I use another tool other than the machine, if they're just a few of them?
I'll take him off his speakerphone until we need to talk.
Then we really
I'm gonna
want
take you off the speaker until we need you, okay?
Well, what we can
Bill?
say, Robin, is if you've got ones that are bigger than 2 inches, we'll come and either approve them or not. How's that?
I'm
That's
sorry,
where I was headed.
I could put those on ribbons and then you can come out at another time?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Great, got it. Sounds good.
All right. So I'll make a motion to approve the brush cutting and small tree cutting at the rear of 102 King Street
As delineated.
and cut nothing larger than 2 inches diameter within 25 feet of the pond without commission approval.
Second.
Any further discussion on the matter?
I'm gonna take, I'll put you on speaker again. Bill, do you have any further discussion?
No further discussion.
Okay, so we'll take a vote then. Terry,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Fred?
Aye.
And Tom's
Okay.
recused.
Yep, and Tom was recused.
I did.
I'm not allowed
Right.
to second anymore.
So that's approved. So we'll send you a letter, Robin, on this, and then give you some direction based on what we discussed tonight.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robin.
Okay, the next hearing is for 55 Garrison Street. Let's see. Oh, okay.
Move to open the hearing on 55 Garrison Street, GRDA.
Second.
Okay, we'll take a vote on that. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill,
Oh, sorry. Oh, golly. Okay.
Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Democracy in action.
Aye.
and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, all right, so we've got the here.
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you tell me who the applicant is?
Yes, sorry about that. Let me get that file out here.
I just asked because I know someone who I believe used to live there. I just want to be sure that's what they do.
All right. Hold on. This is Catherine Shaw.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, good, you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show a picture and then you can just describe for us what you need to do there. So, just for the commissioners, I visited the site on Monday, I think it was. And it's pretty straightforward, except there's a stream that's about 75 feet away from the work that needs to be done. So let me show you. All right, so here is the house that's on the property at 55 Garrison. So, Catherine, tell us what needs to be done here.
Yeah, so in front of the barn, the driveway has frost heaved over the years. And so it's very uneven. And the water is going, from my driveway towards the barn.
Oh, no.
So I asked Mike from East Coast Excavating to come and look at it, Mike Alessi. And he plans to grade away from the barn, so he'll take up all the pavement that's frost heaved and broken up there, take it away from the barn, grade the ground, the dirt away from the barn, and then I plan to have it paved.
Okay, and then on this one, this is grading that's gonna be done in this area, right?
Right, the bulkhead area there,
Yep,
I take on water in my cellar at times, and he would like to grade away from there because it obviously is just running towards my cellar.
Okay, all right, and so I'm just gonna show everyone the picture of there's the stream,
Oh, yeah.
and, you know, it's got a very distinct bank, and it's 75 feet from the closest point of where the work is gonna take place, behind the house, and where the work is taking place in the driveway, it probably is pretty close to between 90 and 100 feet away. Okay. So what I recommend is that we approve it. I think the work can be done with no impact to the stream because of the gradient there. It's pretty smooth down to the stream. But what I would say is maybe they put a piece of silt sock at the limit of work, just to make sure that nothing runs down into the stream.
How much of a drop is it from where they're working to the stream?
Pretty small, you know, might be 2 feet, 3 feet.
Over 75 feet? Think they really need to put a sock in?
Maybe not. I'll show it again.
Yeah, what's the gradient?
It's not much.
If it's 1 in 30 or 40 feet.
You can see the
It's hard to
drop
get.
off is more the closer you get to the stream.
Okay.
But, you know, from where I was standing, which was right parallel with next to the bulkhead, you can see, you know, maybe it's a 2 feet drop, you know, 2, 3 feet.
I don't think even if there was another one of our semi-annual 100-year storms, that there'd be much danger of stuff running off into that.
Well, the other thing is that I suspect the work is not gonna go on for days on end.
No. Well, as long as the asphalt is responsibly disposed of, I don't have any issues at all.
And when it's graded, like, is that disposed of somewhere, or?
Yeah, well, that won't be stored on site. You know.
Okay.
You can say any stockpiling could be off the 100-foot buffer.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Tom?
No, I was just saying, I think you answered it. Nothing's gonna be stockpiled, they're just gonna tear up the asphalt grade, and that'll be the end of it. There's no large piles of material.
Yeah.
Mike's gonna take everything away,
I like to hear that.
the pavement. Okay.
Nobody wants a pile of asphalt in their backyard.
No, and just to let you know, my house was built in 1845.
You beat me then.
There were years that I had the fire department come and pump 8 inches of water out of my cellar, so. You know those years, I'm sure.
There were 3 of them. 96,
Yeah,
2002,
2000. Yeah.
2000, yeah. Yep, we did a little pumping ourselves.
All right. So I think I'll make a motion anyway, and we'll see if there's any other questions. So I'll make a motion to approve the site work for better drainage at 55 Garrison Street, which will be greater than 75 feet from the nearby stream.
Second.
Any further discussion on this before we vote?
Do you want to specify that they put the barriers up? Because Mike did mention that he would do that if we need it.
Well,
I don't see any, I can take a walk by tomorrow morning, but it just doesn't look like it needs it.
yeah,
Right, I would agree with that.
yeah. So we think, Catherine, they'll be fine without them.
All right.
We appreciate the offer.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, so we'll take a vote then. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
and Fred.
Oh, multimedia.
Okay. All right, so I'll get a letter out to you, just stating, you know, the approval and everything, and then you can start the work at any time.
All right.
Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you very much, lady and gentlemen.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye-bye. All right, the next,
Okay, bye-bye.
bye, Catherine. The next hearing is for 163 Seven Star Road, Groveland Notice of Intent. So I'll make a motion to open the hearing on this.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Let's take a vote. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
and,
Last but not
Fred.
least.
yep, Fred. Sorry, Fred. Okay, so I just want to give you a little explanation of this one. So if you recall, this was a enforcement action based on a complaint that we received, and we asked the applicant to file a notice of intent and Groveland notice of intent, which he did. Unfortunately, and we approved those both back in January, I think it was. And unfortunately, DEP wasn't happy with the applicant's documentation and plans, and they were asking for extensive plans. And so the applicant had quite a bit of back and forth with DEP, and finally, DEP said, you know, why are you even doing this? Right, Chris? Chris is on board there.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah.
So I had actually spoken with an environmental consultant who advised that we had gone a different route locally, just based on having that the work wasn't done inside the resource area.
Yes. So, after hearing from DEP on what they said and what Chris told me, his consultant told him, that I decided that the best thing to do is to rescind the enforcement order, number one, so we'll take a vote on that one, and also forget about the notice of intent filing and just make it a Groveland notice of intent, which we already have voted to issue, so we're all set on that one. So really, we just need to take 2 votes tonight, and then Chris will be done with us. So, for this project anyway. So, I'm gonna make a motion that we rescind the enforcement order that we issued on 163 Seven Star Road.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Everyone understand what we're doing here?
Bill?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, so I think we're ready to vote. So this is the vote to rescind the enforcement order issued on 163 Seven Star Road. So Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
and Fred.
Aye.
Yes, okay, good. So that's the first one. Now, the next thing is to cancel the DEP notice of intent filing, which we already voted to accept that. So we're reversing our vote and telling the applicant that a notice of intent filing is not necessary. So that's the impact of this vote. So I'll make a motion to that effect.
Second.
Okay. Everybody understand what we're voting on this one? Okay. Terry,
Aye.
Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
and Fred.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. All right, so, Chris, you're good to go. I have the Groveland notice of intent. I'll put that in the mail to you or drop it off, one or the other. And then you've already done the work, so you're all set, but just follow through with clearing out the Groveland notice of intent requirements.
Will do.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. All right. We're doing pretty good. The next item on the agenda is continuation of the hearing for 106 King Street, Groveland notice of intent, continued from March 10th.
Mike, I'm gonna recuse myself and keep walking, and I'll see you guys picking up stones on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm gonna repeat that.
okay.
Do we have enough people then?
Yeah.
It's the three of
yeah.
us?
Yeah, Tom, don't leave, because we'll still need you for some other stuff. Just mute yourself.
I'll stick around, I'll keep quiet.
Oh, no, it's four of us. It's me, you, Bill.
Yeah, no, we've got
Okay.
5 of us. So
Okay,
we're
good,
fine.
good.
All right, so this is a continuation from March 10th. So a motion to open the hearing. Is there a
Second.
second on that?
Second.
Okay. So we'll take a vote on opening the hearing. Stephanie? Yay.
Aye, sorry.
Mike, yes. Bill?
Aye.
And Fred?
Aye.
Yes, okay, great. Okay, so we want to, tonight, first item we want to address for 106 King Street is to hire a peer reviewer. And after our March 10th meeting, when we discussed with the applicant that we desired to hire a peer reviewer, I proceeded to get estimates and first developed a scope of work, but got estimates from 3 wetland scientists or wetland scientists companies that employ wetland scientists. And so I did that. One of them was unable to do the work because he was not available, but I did receive 2 quotes, one from TEC and the other from Williams and Sparages. So I provided these to the applicant. And so we'll see if the applicant has any comments on these.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good evening. Douglas DeShane with Finneran and Nicholson, representing King Meadow Development LLC. Thank you for your time this evening. I do have one quick question before I present our information on the peer reviewer. The first member who recused himself, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with his name.
Terry Grimm.
Terry? All right. And Mr. Chairman, are they abutters, or do they have other reasons for recusing?
Other.
Okay, have they stated for the record what that is?
He feels uncomfortable proceeding because of prior complaints about him at another meeting regarding this site.
And Mr. Tom?
Tom Schaefer is within 300 feet.
He's in a butter. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sending over those proposals. We were able to review them, and it is my client's position that we would propose, or we would ask the commission to engage TEC Engineering for the review. As you know, TEC is doing the stormwater drainage review for the planning board. They are intimately familiar with the site, and they have a lot of background information on this site that I think will allow them to do a much better review. That's not to say that Williams wouldn't do a good job. It's just that they don't have that background information and would have to spend a lot of time and my client's money in getting up to speed. I really think that by using TEC, we'll have continuity in the review, and again, I think that they'll be able to do a more comprehensive, integrated review of it. So we are asking the board to respectfully consider engaging TEC to do the work. I will point out they were also the lower of the two proposals in terms of cost, although not by much, so cost isn't driving it, more so the previous experience on the site and the continuity of review is why I would like to use them.
Thank you. Okay, so do we want to hear from any commissioners on this?
Well, I think that we feel that the other firm with Greg Hockmuth, with whom we have a lot of experience and relationship with, would potentially be a better choice from our perspective with his expertise.
Bill, do you have any thoughts on this?
I'm in agreement with Stephanie.
I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, that I said that we have experience with Greg Hockmuth's
Okay.
expertise, and
So
that
he
we
agreed with you?
yes.
Okay, all right. And Fred, what are your thoughts? Do you have anything to add to that? Okay, all right. Thank you. I'm concerned, my concern about TEC is twofold. First of all, I have no idea who they're gonna do this peer review. They don't name the person that's gonna be doing it. I have heard from our town planner that they typically outsource wetland reviews because they don't have a wetland scientist that works for them. And so that's concern number one. So I have no idea who it is we're really hiring, even though it says TEC on the nameplate. We really don't know the person's qualifications. And second of all, I really don't care to hire the same company that planning is using for their review, because wetland issues are different than planning issues. And in the past, when we've done this, we have done it before, and we actually used TEC to do a peer review for us. I was unhappy with the result, again, because it kind of got folded into the planning review more than I would have liked. And there wasn't as much attention paid to the wetland issues on the site. So I guess I would have to agree that I'd prefer that we hire Greg Hockmuth to do this work. The other thing is that we've used Greg Hockmuth recently for a very large, complicated filing of a new stable.
Yeah,
They
true.
had similar issues. They actually had a wetland crossing there. It was a complicated project, and what I remember most about it was he did a great job in helping us write the orders of condition, which can be complicated for a large site such as this one at 106 King. So, I would make a motion that we hire Greg Hockmuth at Williams and Sparage's for our peer review.
Second.
Any further discussion on this? Yes? Okay. Well,
It's ridiculous. The other guy's $1,000 more.
it's not $1,000 more.
We already have- we-
What,
we already
tell me how you figure $1,000, Greg. Kevin, tell me how you figure $1,000 more. TEC is 2,640. Greg Hockmuth is 3,300. That's not $1,000.
Actually, they've established a budget of 4,100.
That was a mistake. That's not what the price is. It's 3,300.
It's written.
I
in the
know,
proposal.
but it was a mistake. You didn't get the updated one. So I can make a motion that we hire them at $3,300.
I thought I had to agree with it.
Well, you have to agree to have the peer review, right? Which,
I thought I had some say in who we hire.
well, right, but you disagree with us. So what are we gonna do about that? Not do it?
The board solicited three prices,
Right,
which says that the board has confidence in those three companies.
yes.
And now you're taking the most expensive of the proposals, despite the fact that there was a bid.
Right. And I gave you my reasons. I think our reasons are a lot more weighty than your reason. Your reason was that he's familiar with somebody there at TEC, not necessarily the wetland reviewer, is more familiar with the site. So that's the difference.
You're comparing it to a site that had a wetlands crossing. This is a pretty simple site as far as wetlands go.
So your main argument is that you don't like the cost?
Sure.
You said cost wasn't a
In
consideration.
the scheme of things
It
here?
doesn't seem to me that anybody else is interested in streamlining the process of that me.
It's a wetland scientist.
The most expensive route on every single thing that we get in.
We take our wetlands seriously.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin. we've gone out of our way to make sure that we've stepped through this. It's been very difficult. There's a lot of neighbors and abutters who are against it. We've kept things under control. I've gone out of my way to get things under control. You see the way we are tonight? We made sure we shut off chat so that the same thing that happened at the planning board doesn't happen here. So don't mix up what was done at the planning board with us.
And I don't feel that I've been treated fair through the whole thing.
Tell us how you haven't been treated fair.
Just time and everything else.
Time is time.
We've already done the wetlands line. Why are we even doing a peer review on conservation?
Because-
We already know where the wetlands are. We're not asking for anything out of the ordinary.
We want to know what the impact of the project is on the wetlands. The previous peer review only showed us where the wetlands were. It didn't tell us anything about the impact of your project. We always have multiple peer reviews on projects such as this. We won't have peer reviews when you file the individual RDAs or notice of intent on any particular lot. There's no need for that. But in this case, sorry, but that's what's required.
Bill, do you have anything to add?
Nope, not at this time.
All right. Any other comments? Then we'll take a vote. All in favor? Stephanie?
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill?
Aye.
Fred? Fred, you got to vote on this? Okay, we'll count them as an abstention this time. 3 yes, 1 abstention. So, Mr. DeShanes, we'll have Mr. Hockmuth contact you.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, do we have the approval of the commission to allow our wetlands people and our engineers to speak directly with Mr.?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. So today, I sent the applicant the following schedule for how we'll complete the hearing process. So I'll read this to you. So March 10th, which obviously we've completed this portion, we opened the hearing, we discussed the peer review possibility, and we heard the introduction from the applicant on the project. Tonight, we're deciding on the peer reviewer, and we're going to take questions or comments from commissioners on the submission, and then we're going to take questions or comments from abutters and residents on the submission. We're not going to have the applicant answer any questions. We'll provide the questions to the applicant, and then in May, on May 12th, we'll have the applicant answer as many of those questions as possible, and also answer questions of the commission. And we'll also review the report of the peer reviewer. And then I expect on June 9th, we'll review the applicant's response to the peer review. It may not be anything, or it may be something, and we'll hear about the peer reviewers' comments on that, or any changes, and then we'll have some discussion and decision regarding the permits and close the hearing. So that's what I expect the timeline to be, and as I mentioned before, I think this is perfectly in tune with what we've done on every other large project. Large for us means a subdivision of more than 3 houses, and this one is 9 houses. So the fact that it's taking 4 months, you know, is perfectly in line with what we've done before. So I don't think we're dragging our feet at all, but that's just a personal comment. Okay, so we'll start out with questions from commissioners regarding what's proposed and what was presented last time. So I'm going to share on my screen just a layout of the property that we received so that we've got something to remind us here. Okay, so here's the general layout of the property as it exists today. And so we've got the wetland 100-foot buffer zones outlined in red that twist around this way. And let's see. Here is the proposed layout of the subdivision with the lots and the building circles, and kind of how that impacts about, I believe, about at least 4 to 6 of the lots, could just be 5, do have some impact from the wetlands and will need to be dealt with. Others not so much. But tonight we're just approving the subdivision itself, the roadway and utilities and structures that go along with that. Okay, so questions? Stephanie?
Differing.
Hmm.
I don't have any at this time.
Nothing right now? Bill?
No, nothing right now. I think we've gone over these sites a number of times. Just concern in general.
Okay. Fred? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to quickly note some written questions that I received. Okay. All right, so, got a set of comments and questions from a Philippa Petroselli. So I think I saw it on here.
Yep, she's up there, top row,
Where is it?
top row. Can you?
Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, I just want to confirm your address, and we'll send these on to the applicant. All right. No response from that person. The next one is, oh, that's the same one.
Hello, Mr. Darcy?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, I'm not really, I can't hear you too well.
Oh, so we just need your address.
So I stay mostly with 118 King Street in Groveland.
Okay. I'm not going to go into your questions because of time, but we are going to forward all of your comments and questions to the applicant. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, thank you, I really appreciate your time.
Sure. The next one is from quite an extensive list of questions here. Yes, good questions. Wow. Okay. This one is from, let's see. Someone named Sekhmet. Okay, let's see.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, this is Jen Trubner. Are you addressing my written question?
Yes.
Hi, I believe that we spoke about it on March 10th,
Okay.
a good amount. So I I just wanted to make sure that it was being replied to properly, or through the proper channels as well.
So those, you're the one, these are your, I think there's like 32,
That's
Thir-
not me.
no?
No, I spoke last Conservation Commission meeting we had.
Oh, at the last hearing on March 10th?
Yes.
Okay, so we can refer to our minutes with your questions.
Mr. Chairman, can we just have the name and address for that person? I couldn't hear her.
Yes,
Oh, hi, my name is Jen Trepner, and I live in Merrimack, Massachusetts, but spend a great deal of time at 118 King Street, in Groveland.
do you have a street
What was the
address?
last name, Mr. Chairman?
Trupner.
Trupner?
It's
Truppner.
Thank you very much.
What's your street address in Merrimack?
4 West Hadley Road.
What is it?
4
West.
West Hadley Road.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, all right, where was I? Other questions? Any other questions from anybody listening in? Okay. So I do have this email, has quite a bit of questions on it. So person may not be on this hearing, so I'll find out who that's from. Okay.
Hi, Mike.
Yes,
Hi, this is Denise Kinch, 118 King Street.
okay, yep,
I'm part of the Wetlands Awesome Community Action Group, and those are the questions that we all put together that you were just speaking about, the 31 questions.
yes. Okay, great.
Did you get that name?
We also submitted some other paperwork.
What's the first name? Denise.
Yes, I've got to address those things in a minute. Okay, so I received 2 letters of correspondence since the last meeting regarding 106 King Street application. All right,
And there were 2 other submissions also sent to you today.
2 others by email, or how were they?
One was one were the questions, and another one was entitled Facts, I believe.
Okay. I don't have those, but if you sent them, we'll include them with what
Yep,
we,
Rebecca has them,
Rebecca has them?
yes.
Okay,
She
Mr.
said
Chairman,
she
those
forwarded
two,
them to you.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, are those 2 letters that you say you've received correspondence, are those from the speaker or are those from someone else?
No, these are from someone else.
Okay.
I'll provide you with everything,
Thank
copies
you.
of everything. So these 2 letters, both of them are dated April 7th. They're from Paul Kinch of 118 King Street. So, I believe that I addressed this before, but the gist of one of these comments and a couple of comments that planner Rebecca Oldham received was that, again, the hearings on the development at 106 King Street should be put on hold due to the actions being taken on 106, so on the hearings for 106 should be put on hold due to the actions being taken on 104 King Street, and that some of the applicants are owners of or have interests in both properties. And I think that I discussed this at the last meeting, but I'll reiterate that we sought direction from DEP on this matter, and DEP says that there is no reason to not continue the hearing. Those reasons are not reasons applicable to suspending a hearing, so that's why we are not doing that. So that answers that question.
And Mr. Chairman, was that Mr. Kinch's letter?
Among others.
Okay, could you tell us who the second letter is from?
I don't have that information with me.
Oh, okay.
Some of this stuff was sent to Rebecca Oldham, and then she's forwarding it to me, but again, I'll provide all of that stuff to you.
Mr. Chairman, I wonder if perhaps you could ask Ms. Oldham as well, that if she gets something, if she could send it to us right away, it's public information, that gives us an opportunity to look at it and start to formulate the answers so that we can, be responsive to those questions. So I'd ask, with all due respect, if you guys could forward things to us as they come in, that way we get a good opportunity to jump right on them, so. I think that would help all of us move things along.
Well, again, I'm not expecting, we're going to provide you with quite a bit of information as soon as possible.
Okay.
So, certainly, I'm hoping that these are going to be the majority of the comments and questions that we receive. So hopefully we won't be getting a whole lot more.
All right.
But we will. Okay, so I would propose that commissioners hold the option of further questions or comments on the application, not having heard from anyone tonight on that, so that's fine. We may provide written questions.
Mike,
Yes.
just one last question. If we provide written questions, will they be reported in the minutes?
No, probably not, because written questions, they won't be in the minutes, they'll be, we can do attachments to the minutes.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah.
we would like to request the emails that we sent through to be attachments.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I just sent you another one that I don't need to speak. Everybody's getting tired, so I just sent it to you and Rebecca,
Okay,
if you could also attach that.
okay.
Thank you for your time and patience with all this. We
Sure.
appreciate it very much.
Okay, I think that any commissioners have anything to add before we continue to next month?
No, I just want to reserve further input until we get review from the wetland scientist.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, but certainly if, you know, we have any further questions or comments based on, you know, some of the things that will be sent, you know, brings up any other wetland-related issues.
Perfect.
Best at this point if we put them in writing so that we
Understood.
can submit them to the applicant without having to wait for the next hearing. Okay. All right, so I'll motion to continue the hearing to May 12th, 2021
Second.
on 106 King Street. Any further discussion on this motion?
No.
Okay,
Anything, Bill?
no.
No.
Okay, Stephanie,
Aye.
Mike, yes, Bill,
Aye.
and Fred? Okay. All right, thank you. So I'll be in touch, Mr. Duchesne.
Yes, please, we'd appreciate everything being sent to me. Thank you.
Okay. Tom, you can come back on. Is he still there? Yeah.
I'm still here.
Oh, good. All right. The next hearing is on 11 Pond Street.
I motion to open the hearing on 11 Pond Street.
Second. All in favor? Stephanie?
Aye.
Tom? Okay,
Aye.
thank you. Mike, yes. Okay, so this property is located next to Johnson's Pond. It's lot 4611. It's really not 11 Pond Street, but there's two 11 Pond Streets, unfortunately, so.
Huh. Weird.
So, but it's lot 4611, that was confirmed. So it's had an abandoned building on it with abandoned vehicles. It was brought to our attention by the building inspector. He tried to contact the owner about the dangerous building. It's falling apart. And there's also the abandoned vehicles on the site. I went and took a look on March 23rd, and indeed, that is there. I think I've got a picture here that I will share.
Was the building inspector able to get a hold of anybody?
No. And so I sent a certified letter to the owner about the abandoned vehicles being removed, and the letter was returned.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, you said the letter was...
Returned. It was returned.
Returned, okay.
Yeah. So let me show you what the site just looks like here, once this loads. All right. So, here's the, there's this large truck, the white truck there. Then there's pieces of this other vehicle, or whatever it is. It looks like could have been a trailer or something. And then the building. So the building inspector is planning on having the town take down the dangerous abandoned building, and has arranged for the vehicles to be removed upon a vote of the commission. Due to potential fluids, etc., being sent into the ground. Maybe they're long gone, but we really don't know. And the entire site, I would say, is the 100-foot buffer to the pond may run right along in front of where the large tree is, and where that truck is, and across this way. It's hard to tell in this photo, but what I would like to do is have the commission approve removing the vehicles after we tried to contact the owner, and also to remove some of these smaller trees here that they're basically serving no purpose, but will allow the building to be removed more easily. The highway department has cleared a little bit of the entrance of the property, and it comes off of an extension to Benjamin Street, up on the hill next to Vesey Park and Johnson's Pond.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if I may, I just want to say that the development over at 38 Benjamin Street, that's off of Benjamin Street, that house lot over there has actually opened up enormous potential for individuals to access that site that wasn't currently there. And essentially what we found is that there has been spray paint in the houses and in the box truck, etc. So we do know that youth and or etc. are accessing the site, and it should become a complete and utter danger. And that's why the building commissioner had decided to take such action against this particular property, because with that wide turnaround, it has caused a great concern due to the access that is now granted towards that site. And I just wanted to make sure that the commission understood exactly why it is now that we are taking that particular action.
Thank you, Rebecca.
So just to clarify,
Yep.
we are voting on the trees and the approval to move the vehicles. However, I think that the power to actually go on someone else's property and do all this actually stands with the building department or the planning or somebody like that. So we're not necessarily giving that approval, because I don't think we have that, correct?
No, we're not doing the work, and, right, we don't, the building inspector has the ability to do that following his procedures. But what we're doing is we're adding to what he can do by, first asking for the vehicles to be removed and then getting no response. You know, we voted to have them removed.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the removal of the abandoned vehicles at Lot 4611 on Pond Street, and have trees smaller than 6-inch diameter removed.
Okay.
Any further discussion on this matter?
You mean just the trees in that immediate vicinity to allow for, yes,
Yeah.
okay. Anything else, Bill?
Yeah, I guess I was gonna ask, what is the property?
6 inches,
I mean, that
less than 6
is that
inches.
building a house, or is it just a shack, or?
Is the building a house or a shack? He's wondering, what kind of building is it?
The shack. I mean, the
It
picture,
was a house, there was a residence there, but the issue is now that there's no septic system. So there's no way for them to actually have a house, and per our zoning bylaw, they are unable to actually erect a house after 2 years of abandonment and or non-use. So the law is in a particular situation where even if they were to, you know, clean up the site, they necessarily would not be able to use it based upon the non-use.
part of the building on this far side there between the truck and this part of it actually fell apart. So there
Okay.
was more of a building there than what appears in the photo.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Bill?
Yep.
Okay, any other questions or comments on the motion?
Nope.
Okay, I guess we're ready to vote. Stephanie?
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill?
Aye.
Fred? And Tom?
Aye.
Okay. That passes. And the final hearing is on a hearing to extend the permits at Johnson's Pond for weed and lily removal in the pond, and also to build and improve the boat launch at 201 Washington Street. These are two separate permits, but we'll consider them under one because they really address a lot of the same issues. So I'll motion to open the hearing on the Johnson's Pond request for extensions on permits.
Second.
Okay, we'll take a vote. Stephanie?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Mike? Yes. Tom?
Aye.
And Fred. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's two permits outstanding. These are DEP orders of condition.
Oh, okay.
Last year, we already voted to extend the bylaw permits to 2023. These two DEP orders of condition that we issued expire this year in April. So I'm requesting that we extend these two permits for 3 years to 2024. I expect that by 2023, we'll be done with the work there, so, but just to keep the standard 3-year extensions that DEP usually entails,
Okay.
we'll stick with that. So there will be more work on the boat launch this year, but minimally impacting the resource area in, which is the buffer zone to the pond. And in September, we plan on doing more lily removal, pending a CPA grant for the remainder of the necessary funds. We have over half of the money set aside to do it, so we're just awaiting that. And then we've already scheduled the project take place during the month of September of this year to remove quite a bit of the lilies that are left in the large bay of Johnson's Pond next to the park. Any comments or questions on this one?
Nothing, Bill?
So I'll make a motion to grant the extension to the boat launch at Johnson's Pond, order of condition, and the weed and lily removal on Johnson's Pond, order of condition to 3 years, April 2024.
Second.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on the motion?
No, Bill's
Okay.
shaking his head.
Seeing none, then we'll take a vote. Stephanie?
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill?
Bill? Yes.
Tom?
Aye.
And Fred? Okay. I'm going to make a motion to close the hearing portion of the meeting at 9:40 p.m.
Second?
Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, we'll take a vote. Stephanie?
Aye.
Mike, yes.
Aye. Yes.
Bill?
Bill? Yes.
Tom?
Aye.
And Fred? Okay, so we're almost done. We did do that one. And, okay. We talked about that one. Did I talk about 929, 930 Salem Street?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Right.
you did. Yep.
Right, that's the plan for that one. Yeah, so actually we did cover all those things. That's good.
Yeah.
So, any other items for, during our open discussion period here?
The trees were planted at VZ this week.
Yes, so tell us about that. What kind of trees were they? And
3 beautiful red bud saplings. I planted at sort of the overlook from the hilltop garden there.
Yep,
I found out that somebody, we had planted some winterberry bushes, and apparently somebody went in and cut off all the branches that actually had berries, and so the master gardeners had to put signs up, asking the public not to interfere with the plantings, which are there for the native wildlife.
yeah. Yeah, that didn't happen recently. That was, I think, last year.
Yes.
Was that somebody, like, quote unquote, helping to prune? or-
No, I think the winter berries, they're beautiful red berries, and so I think they help themselves to the branches.
home decoration.
Yeah. But it looks great. So it's been cleared, and we're planning on getting the spreading compost and then planting seed, and hopefully being ready for some events soon.
Right, right. Yeah, the grass planting will be done by Dunn Landscaping, hopefully either next week or the week after.
Yeah.
So that'll make the area, and plus, the town came in and brought in several loads of compost, which is terrific.
Yes.
And they also took away a huge pile of invasive multiflora rose.
Yes, it looks fabulous.
Yeah, so it's terrific. If you haven't been up to the top of the hill at Beasley, take a walk up there sometime and you'll see the improvements, and we certainly want to thank the Garden Club for all their hard work.
Exactly.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. Any other discussion items? Okay, so our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, May 12th, and I think that we're able to do this in person and Zoom. Hopefully we've got a lot of the technical issues out of the way tonight. All right. Terry's not here to offer a motion of adjournment.
Oh, I motion we adjourn the meeting for tonight.
Is there a second?
Excuse me, Ms. Dempsey?
Yes.
You had me on,
Hold on a second.
you had me on for a update. It was listed on the internet for an update on 104. And I just wanted to give you an update that I hired a new attorney, Frank DeLuna.
Okay, yep.
And so he's on it, and he requested a bunch of paperwork, which he finally, I believe, got completed today. And I'm gonna pick up the package and bring it to him, and just wanted to give you the update.
Okay, yep. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I mentioned that before you came in. I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
did? All right, I'm sorry, yeah. I
No,
just,
that's okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay,
But thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, so we have a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Stephanie?
Aye.
Mike, yes. Bill?
Aye.
Tom? And Fred? Tom did. All right, so thanks, everybody. Thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks, Bill.
Bill, fix that Zoom.
I missed the first minutes, I think.
Yeah, it was just about the, like I mentioned, the Lower Center Street maintenance visit. It was
Yeah,
really
let's
only
see.
about a couple minutes. And I sent you an email from my email so that I don't know, if, maybe you have two different emails for me for when you do
I
minutes
have
versus.
my work, I send a lot of my emails from work, because I've been having a lot of problems with my internet at home.
Yeah.
And it's because,
You, Jason.
it's because it can't handle all the stuff that's going on in my house. Because
Yeah.
everybody's phone's hooked up to it.
Yep.
You're looking for a new Wi-Fi router? Is that what they said to you? Is that what they said to you? A new Wi-Fi router?
No,
What did they recommend?
I didn't,
Okay.
I'm sure that's what it is.
That's most likely the
Yeah.
copper update. It's gonna be
Yeah.
wireless router and possibly your cable modem. Who do you
Yeah.
have? Xfinity?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, with all that, then my husband and.
No, I totally get it, I just,
And that's why I was so frustrated when that thing blinked, and I'm like,
I know.
and he's downstairs, and he's got
Trying
his
to
Star
help.
Trek on the computer, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
my God,
God.
you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, so it was just about, we did, at the Lower Center Street maintenance visits. Mike and I did a site visit on the 9th, and then Mike, Terry, Bill, and John went on Saturday the 10th.
so there's a certain number of people behind you can.
Yep, and
Okay.
then, we decided we can't restrict boat launches or parking because we can't enforce or track